Hello, welcome to Going 19, episode 72. Today we finish our discussion on the last four chapters of part two of Wolves of the Calla, from Gran-Pere's tale through the priest's tale concluded. I am Ed, with me are Ali and Amber. Let's start the show.
That's a good question. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Because every time he thought they weren't, they actually were. They just got better at it.
And also, I kind of missed the part, or I wanted to reread it and I didn't, where he went from. Was that after he got almost died from the Hitler brothers, where he was like, I don't taste it anymore. I think Barlow's blood is out of me. I feel like I could, I feel like some of my faith is returning.
Yeah, I thought that was rather contrived and convenient. But
it kind of makes sense to me.
Didn't he see a blue halo after that, though? So that was like, wait a minute. Thought you said it was Elf.
Well, the people in the 9 vampires in the room, he saw halos around.
That's a good point. How could he even tell?
Yeah.
But at the hospital where he was saying I feel like Barlow's influence is lessened, God might take me back. If he had to have any sort of transfusions at the hospital, that could kind of make sense.
They tried to give him AIDS, right?
Yeah, that was a weird sign.
Yeah, well, and he was like, AIDS will take you out of the game permanently, you won't be able to return. And I was like, why?
Right. What is this, Batman? Why don't you just kill him? Set some elaborate trap and walk away so he can escape from it. Yeah, I like Rowan's sister, Rowena, which was kind of weird. But, I don't think he was expecting, and I was definitely not expecting all the venom she was throwing at him. Like, whoa.
I loved I loved Rowan's response after she left.
Yeah.
That book sucked her. Yeah, I can't remember what he said.
He's told this story 5 times today.
Yeah, she forgot to mention there's only 4 people who entered when I placed first or whatever, second.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I came in first out of 2 people. What also, is I like welcome to room 19 of the Toad Ash Hospital.
I keep saying it's 19 o'clock. He keeps saying things like
that. Yeah, I thought Eddie was going a little too 19-y and too Toad Ashy there. It's like shoving it down my throat all of a sudden.
But I think that's where my impression of it's going 19 really comes from, because he says all of the things that I think when I think about it's going 19. So I think it's coming from him.
I mean, that's why Eddie's awesome, right? I was gonna say Eddie's my favorite, but he's not. I think Jake is. But Eddie's, I don't know. I go back and forth. I like Eddie a lot. Someone Saved My Life Tonight was the song that led the Manny to find Callahan. And I think he's like, man, I hate that song now. There's a time where, when he first started, he's like, oh, they played the song, and I knew I was going to save somebody, and I liked it. And I was like, nope, I hate that song.
Going back to this plan, though, I'm like, this is such a stupid plan when I really think about it, because I'm like, unless, I guess, because we know now that Black 13 is the eye of the Crimson King, so they're thinking, even if it doesn't throw you Toad Ash or whatever, we're going to know where you are at all times, and then we can kill you faster. Because I'm like, why? How is this guaranteed to kill them?
The whole... Yeah, I don't know how much... He must have been thinking about that plan for a while, because the whole plan seems...
It's a little convoluted.
Like Roland said, so you're just going to point time like a gun and go there, and you think it's going to be just like that, huh?
Right. I'm like, is he implying that he can control Black 13? Because I highly doubt that.
Yeah, why do we... Right. We keep talking about hearing about how dangerous Black 13 is, and it's pure evil, but we're just gonna use it a couple of times with no problems. Nothing's gonna happen.
And like as a murder weapon, I'm like, you are so magical. Just kill them. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and what makes them think it's gonna take them where they want to go? Because I would have to assume it wouldn't, knowing what I
I'm
know of
not
it,
even
right?
talking about them right now. I'm still on Flag. I'm like, this doesn't make any. This is some real, not like bullshit. Like it makes no sense.
Need to let Flag go, man. Uh,
Well, it kind of like how Walter was saying to Callahan at the way station, though. He was like, it something about like Ka demands it or something, and Callahan says, "Well, what if Roland is above Ka?"
Oh yeah, and he gets
He's like,
weird. He's like, no one is above Ka.
I mean, how could you be? But
But
what would that
maybe
even mean?
But how does he like? Does he have Ka's guidebook? Like, how does he know what's gonna happen?
yeah. Well, but maybe
Right.
that's why he thinks he can't like really use magic to kill Roland. It's because like magic is outside the realm of Ka or something. So he's like, no, that's not allowed.
He says,
It's
this
like I
is
can use
really,
magic to fuck with them, but I can't use magic to kill them.
this is a really bad reference because it's from the movie, and I'm not comfortable with this. But he says in the movie that you have always resisted my attempts to kill you for some reason that Walter can't figure out. I don't remember if that is in these books anywhere, if he says that, or if it's just in the movie he says that. But that kind of makes sense. Because
You know, it just feels like one really long Tom and Jerry, or it's like, oh my god, why do you keep setting these traps? Like, just kill him.
Or
right.
Wile E. Coyote in the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
I like how Callahan, I guess the same exact room that Magruder was in, that died in not that long ago.
It feels like a little fast.
I mean,
I know hospitals
right,
are busy.
but is it? I mean, I guess it depends on how busy they are, right?
Like I
Yeah,
didn't think he was like he was talking to him, you know? Like how long did this happen? It felt like 2 hours and he was back there and like the room was already cleaned up.
I think he died when he was there. That was like when they came rushing in.
Oh, okay. I didn't even think about that.
Kind of like that always happens in movies and books and stuff where you come to visit your family member for the last time and like it's already cleaned up and sanitized or someone else is in the bed. Like does it really happen that fast in real life? I'm not sure. I worked in a hospital for a year and I have no idea.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it can. I'm just saying, I didn't even realize that he had died while he was still there. Like, I was like, Jesus, like, give him some time.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think he did. I think that was his like last gasp there. So the Rose is second and 46th. I was walking down Second Avenue. Home was at First and 47th, but I didn't want to walk directly in front of it, so I decided to go down First and 46th and cross over. And they said, "Why not 48th? Because you wanted to cross the Rose."
Uh-huh.
But I don't know where the Rose is. I think it's second and 40th.
Yeah, they've said that before.
The Hitler Brothers, again, good thing we read 11/22/63.
I know.
Because the play they put on is, Of Mice and Men, who I'm pretty sure the George and Lenny were referring to here.
Well, that was my impression. I mean, who else?
I mean, I guess there's no pretty sure about it. That's who he's talking about. So, that book has been paying off in ways you just never saw coming, right? And he even says, I think in this one, he calls it a damn watershed moment. I was like, well, chapter 1.
I know. That section was literally just this like outline for that book.
I know. That's like where he started. It's like, okay, now where do I take it from there? It was like all the condensed information about the king. We got the outline of the book.
I'm like, I'm sorry, Mr. King. I've read the book and I still don't feel the same fervor that you do. So like,
Right?
let it go.
Called an obsession, buddy. Yeah, he got kicked in the face and broke his jaw. I was thinking, ow. I'm not sure I would be good for anything at much at that point. And he's like trying to talk and can't make words, but that seems extremely violent. And doesn't Roland somebody say something about there's like a dent in his face now and they can tell that he got his jaw broke?
Yeah.
Like he's been through it. I mean, as much as I guess you'd say he didn't redeem himself in Salem's Lot, and I don't know. What did he do that was bad, actually? He didn't really do anything bad. He just failed.
He just lost faith.
He tried to stand up against Barlow, and he just lost.
Yeah.
It's not like he ran away. I mean, he ran away after that, but I mean, he tried. But
Yeah.
still
He
wasn't very
tried, lost faith, and then ran.
And is it really, like, if you think, it's so hard to think about Salem's Lot by itself because we we all know what happened to Callahan afterward now. But when you think about it, only in that context, it's such a horrible story because it's like, you try to fight, you stand up against the bad guy, and you lose terribly.
Yeah. Like, yeah. You lose. Yeah, not only do you lose, you become. I don't know. I guess Barlow bit him just enough to see the vampires, but not be one. I never quite figured out what level that is. Now I was thinking, like, yeah, like how do you like that's very precise measurement there. You have to like bite for 1.5 seconds. Too little and it won't work. Too much and he'll die, or he'll become a vampire. And I was thinking about that. Remember when we thought Barlow was a bad guy, like a big bad evil thing? Like he seems like nothing now. Like he's just like one of many little monsters.
Well, they still don't clarify like how many type 1s there are, so I don't think he's nothing, but he's definitely not the biggest bad guys in the story. Yeah,
in the context of the tower and Walter and some of the stuff we've been running into, it's just like, oh, him. Like I remember when he was all we had to worry about. The level of the antagonist has definitely gone up. Yeah, what is a wet brain? Is that just someone who doesn't know where they are?
No idea.
Because at one point when he wakes up, I think in the jail cell, and he thinks he's somewhere else, he's like, I finally did it. I became a wet brain.
Maybe he means like in a coma.
Maybe. And I don't. Yeah, I guess it's I have enough experience, I guess, with hanging out with drunks. At least not anymore. I used to. They might have been discussing Rice or that possibility that Andy ran on Antnomics. And what is Antnomics? Animatronics? Animatronics?
I have no idea.
I think it's supposed to be animatronics.
Yeah. It was Jake Chambers who answered. He knew, perhaps. He was perhaps the only one of them who could know. It had happened to him too, after all. I just every time I picture that. Oh, there you go. December 19th, 1983, Monday.
Yeah.
The name on the letterhead is the Sombra Corporation. So Lamarck keeps showing up. I don't remember them being such a significant.
Well, to me, they were like the same. It was like Sombra Corporation of Lamarck Industries or whatever.
Right. Like the beginning of any movie, a production of a something film of a something enterprises.
Yeah.
Sayer. What the hell is Sayer?
I don't know. I was actually listening. This is the first time I was listening to it on audiobook, and I kept hearing that name, and I was like, "Wait, who is that?"
Oh, you like the audiobook? Interesting.
It's actually not bad. Yeah, I don't know if I could do it if I hadn't read it before, but
That's my take.
yeah.
Um,
But otherwise, it works just the same, actually.
I like it. It's almost like a play. I like the way they read it. And of course, in chapter 18, Callahan wakes up in wherever he is, and he's wearing a blue chambray shirt.
Oh, I know. I was like, this guy.
Yeah.
I just picture a village of people all wearing the same shirt, wandering around in their chambray shirts and their blue bombardier eyes, and a couple other ones. So a stone, a rose, and unfound door came from Thomas Wolfe. I was not aware of that, but that's according to him. That's where it came from. So I don't know what that mean anything. I guess it doesn't mean. So if they Callahan finishes his story, and I think it's Roland is like, well, first of all, when they have Callahan and Walter watching Jake and Roland cross the desert, I just thought that was all.
Yeah, that was cool.
I was like, oh, who is that? I was like, oh, that's got to be Roland and Jake, right? Because of where they were in the timeline.
Right.
Like that might be the coolest retrofit because it doesn't feel forced. It feels like it actually happened. But then Jake's like, oh my God, they were watching us. I'm like, calm down. We'll talk. We have to whatever.
I feel like Roland should be like, oh my God, I wasn't chasing him.
I know, right? I was chasing the guy and he was fucking behind me the whole time. That would piss me off. No wonder it took me fucking 100 years to catch him. He said, call me Walter. He called him, I thought he had a thing himself about all his many names, but I guess I didn't highlight it because I got tired of talking about him. Fada. Fada was what the Hitler brothers were calling him, right? That's why he does it. Fada.
Yeah.
I am what Ka and the king and the tower have made me. We all are. We're caught.
He seemed offended by that. I was like, all right, you have a conscience? What's wrong?
Yeah, he calls him cruel. Like, not cruel. I can imagine he tittered, at least internally, when he said that. Yeah, like he is cruel, but he's very happy about it. I mean, he's as cruel gets, and you're right. It's like, why? Don't call me that. That's not nice.
Yeah. Like, I don't have a choice, okay?
No, look, no one's above Ka, false priest, and the room at the top of the tower is empty. I know it is.
I thought that was definitely interesting. I'm like, okay, what? Okay, like, does that mean the person who's controlling the tower?
Yeah, what does that mean? No one's driving the bus? Because that would be a little terrifying if there's supposed to be a bus driver. I don't know if there is a bus driver, but
I got very confused with that. I was like, isn't that where the Crimson King's supposed to be? What?
Yes, isn't he locked in the room? Is it at the top or is it somewhere else? No, it's at the top, right?
No, that part, yeah.
I don't know.
Shit. I thought we read that last time that he was locked. Anyway,
I think we know he's locked in the tower, but I don't know if it said where.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Right. So I don't really know how to interpret that. Okay, so great. What does that mean? Right. So I have to be careful when I talk about the tower itself, because I never know how much to say. But I think that is where the king is supposed to be. The Walter saying is empty means he's not locked in a tower after all. So what does that mean? He's out there wreaking havoc?
I took that more as like even above the king, because after he says that, Callahan is like, no, There is a God. I know there is a God.
He waits and sees all from his high place.
Yeah.
And a great many things happen at the same time. Oh, then he tells him then he gives him Black 13 in the box and says, well, open it and I won't open it for you or something. Or I won't do it if you open it. I forget. Got really weird. And then he just like opens it anyway and shoves it out. And I like the fucking doorway cave, the cave of voices, all the things that you've ever like been ashamed of screaming at you from beyond the chasm right behind you.
It kind of reminded me of the ruins, like when it finds out stuff about you.
Yeah. Have you seen Annihilation? We gotta watch that.
I have not. No.
Ruins like, but also not. Allie, have you seen it?
No.
It's got a squirm factor. So yeah, maybe we'll watch that next time. Anyway, what? Why did you say the ruins? I forgot.
Because oh man.
The voices in the chasm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, it is kind of like that. But I can imagine. I've been watching too much Unexplained, but they have that suicide forest in Japan. I can imagine that cave would be like the suicide cave because there's all these, like if you're, not feeling good and you're, I guess, contemplating suicide and you go there, Jesus Christ, that'll seal the deal for you real quick.
They should call it the cave of don't go near there.
You're right. You better be in a good fucking mood or don't go up this hill. And then and then it was like a glass slope. I mean, it wasn't glass, but it was smooth enough to be like, don't flip. And these damn doors. Who's putting these doors here?
Right.
I guess it's Stephen King, huh? Stupid Deus Ex Machina all over the place. It still cracks me up how they're like, in Charles Dickens novels, whenever they need something, it just shows up, and that's ridiculous. We don't live in a world like that. And then fucking Black 13 shows up. It's like, oh, you need somewhere to go? Somewhen to go? Yeah, I got you.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I just realized that's probably why the plan doesn't make sense, because it is a little Deus Ex Machina. It's like, okay, sure.
George Martin always says the devil's in the details. I feel like Stephen King is the opposite. I feel like he's like, fuck, he doesn't sweat the details. Like what does he say? Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story or something like that. This is the point. So let's not get stuck on, who said what or whatever. Yeah. Ben Mears died. Interesting.
Yeah, but at least it was after, what's his name?
After they went back to Salem's Lot. And hopefully killed the rest of the vampires there.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So I want to know about Mark.
Well, they said at least. I guess I was just happy at least that Mark was calling him Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much later was it? I think he said he was 59. Which
so that's a good.
I guess he was in his 30s in Salem's Lot, so that's a pretty good thing. But did they go vampire hunting for 20 years? Were they out there with Callahan on the roads?
We need a doctor's sleep of Mark.
Right, not that far away though. Not 40 years later. Just right away. Callahan went and got. He went to. Where did he go? Massachusetts. He went somewhere that wasn't far enough. So I want to know where Mark went.
I don't remember.
Oh no, we went where they went. They went to fucking Mexico. But did they ever come back?
No, I don't think so.
Those Salem's Lot start with them saying, "Oh God, the vampires are back, and we got to go back."
Well, I think that's what Allie was saying. Is when did they do that? Because the funeral is in Los Zapatos, but we know they go back to Salem's Lot at some point.
Yeah, because at the very end of the book, they're back in Salem's Lot, and Ben's like, "We had to wait until all the leaves were crisp, and there was a fire." Fire warning or whatever. Like
don't think any
Smokey
of
the
that
Bear
happened.
says, "Don't light forest fires."
That was before Type 3 vampires. Um, yeah, he died in his shoes. That's not a euphemism. Well, yes, and I mean, then he not like this is what I think I was saying that to you, Amber. Like, not a lot really happens here. There's more. Oh, I guess it is. This is the second half of Tell and Tale, so yeah, that's mostly.
Yeah, but there's so many things that we learn. Like all of the retrofitting with Callahan and Walter and Jake, and I don't know, Jake seeing, no, I don't know, Andy and Ben.
Well,
seeing.
you learn so much plot stuff outside of the tales. Like
Yeah.
this book, there's always like 8 things going on at the same time, and you don't always realize that. And did you notice every time Eddie, like, I have a question, Roland's like, is it foolish, Eddie? Like who are you? Are you fucking Blaine? Don't ask him silly questions. You want to play silly games?
That's a good point.
Like, fuck you. If it is, it is.
I think
You're the
you
one that
owe
brought
him
me
a
here.
few silly questions at this point.
I mean, I feel like his silly questions saved their lives. So ask all the fucking silly questions you want.
Oh, that's also true.
Yeah.
Like, what happened last time you hated on my silly question? I have to put it in the 19th percentile. Oh, 90th. Looks a lot like 19th. Yeah, I mean, oh, wait. Oh, I'm at the end. Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much. I forgot
And
Callahan's story finished it.
Well, and
Yeah.
Callahan's story technically isn't even done because he hasn't told them about when he went toe dash to the Crimson King.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "I won't talk about that at night." I'm like, "That's fair."
Strange.
Great
Yeah.
fat black bird. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was talking about.
What? Yeah, we don't know anything yet. What's the? Yeah, where's the castle of the king? What castle is that? Is that Mia's castle?
I don't think so.
No, that's a
Hers
fake castle. Right?
is just
Right. Is this a real castle? Like, wait. So the king has a castle, but he's locked in a tower. So who's taking care of the castle? Is there a Mrs. King? Mrs. Crimson King?
Wait.
Is the tower the castle?
Yeah, I was assuming when they say castle, they mean tower.
Maybe.
I don't
not.
know.
All I know, I just found out Susanna's pregnant, so I don't know what to do. I just thought she liked eating pigs that could possibly be babies whenever she slept well.
Don't you hate when that happens?
No, damn it, wrong pile. All right. This one, I guess this is gonna be a 2-parter. So, moving on. The wolf. All right, a lot going on here.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to split it up.
Well, this is the end.
Or maybe, oh yeah, I guess not, because 4. So,
we're going.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's like about 200.
Oh, we're gonna split it up because that's what I'm on a tablet. It's 250 pages, so that means it's more than that book.
Okay.
I'm at 510 to reading group guide. Ooh, I should look at that a long time ago. What's that? 767 is the author's now. Let's see if you can read that yet. No, he's just talking about how he owes people that wrote westerns gratitude because the Calla is a western.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Oh, they have questions for discussion. Oh, wow. We're gonna get fancy at the end of this one. We're gonna have homework. These are pretty advanced. Some of them. Human beings have always craved magical supernatural tales. In fact, many of the earliest and greatest of our stories Gilgamesh, Beowulf,
Jesus.
the Odyssey, tell about man's interaction with the unseen world. Although I haven't even gotten to the question yet.
I figured.
Where are we? Why do you think that magical and supernatural tales are still popular?
That's such a long way to ask that question.
Do you think their appeal has grown over the past few years? Why? That's
What does this have to do with the Dark Tower?
fantasy, I guess. Why do people like fantasy?
Yeah,
Well,
great.
because life sucks. so you read to escape that.
Yeah. But it's nice to read about things that could make your life easier.
I got into Stephen King partly because of people that were having a worse day than I was. So that made me happy.
Gotcha.
And the characters were very obviously relatable. So I'm gonna say, oops, I lost my place.
What about
510 to 767 is about what, 260, so 130 is Pied Piper, end of Pied Piper.
is that chapter 4?
Yes. Up to and including chapter 4.
Yeah, that's about halfway for me.
Same.
All right. Now the wolves are coming out. Like we've barely been in the town. It seems like we haven't really experienced the town yet. I guess that's all about to change because the wolves are coming. So now they're gonna, because don't they have to like go through the town and like prep and see like the state of their defenses and all? We haven't done any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the Dogan. What's a Dogan?
Good question.
Right. Isn't that like the where
It's
like
a
the
Stephen
ninjas
King
hang?
made up term, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, is it? I thought it was like a. I thought it was where like samurais hung out when they were like meditating or something.
Maybe.
Well, I guess we'll find out. What are you saying? You searched it and didn't find shit?
Yeah, but I guess I was thinking about something else. I think there was 2 words because I looked it up now. Oh wait, actually, the first it says on Wikipedia, a type of building that occurs frequently in Stephen King's fantasy series, The Dark Tower.
Wow. So I guess I'm thinking of a different word.
Yeah.
What's I almost had it. I think one of my video games, like Spyro, had one in it. Anyway,
it does say so. A Dogan is a Roman Catholic.
Well, I don't feel like giving those people props.
Yeah.
Everybody good?
Yeah. Sounds good.
And of the Going 19 podcast, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.